Hiya, how's it going? I am the Cunning Man. Thanks for joining me. You join me today on a Saturday morning when I've got absolutely nothing to do, which is a real treat. So I thought I would just have a catch up with you guys and a bit of a chat, really. So the reason I'm on the bike today is because I've just been over and picked Lou up. He's been having a little bit of a service and his valves adjusted because he's hit 3,000 miles. I take it. So if you're West Midlands based, there's a chap over in Hales Owen, and the business is called LBM Autos, and he is about the best mechanic I've ever had work on my bikes. He is absolutely superb, and he's a really lovely chap, and he's a young father. So if you're in the West Midlands and you are looking to get work done on your bike, go and support him. Which brings me on to what I thought I would talk about today, and it comes on to this concept of modern day cunning folk. And one of the things that the cunning folk were well known for was being kind of the centre point, the guide of their community, I suppose. And they used to look after everybody. They used to make sure that people were okay. They'd look in on old folk. They would make sure that people that weren't very well had food, and they were generally kind of considered to be kind folk. Hence the term that often they were called the kind folk. And they also used to do things that other people didn't want to do, such as laying out the dead and sitting with them overnight, which was a tradition in the medieval times, and so on. So I think in the vein of the cunning folk, we really need to start to think about how we interact with the world around us, and how we plan our lives day to day, so that we try to benefit other people as well. I've noticed that when you live in a city, so I'm a country boy, born and bred, and I've noticed that when you live in a city, people see you less. You become more invisible, and you become, I think, part of the scenery, maybe. And I don't know. I'm sure it's not people being horrible to one another. I've got a bit more faith in human nature than that. But I think it's got quite a bit to do with when there's that many people around you. It's a bit of a thing of you can't see the wood, can't see the tree for being in the woods. You stop seeing the individual because there are literally millions of people around you. And I think one of the things we need to do to challenge that is to try to be more community centred, and to try to think more about other people. So, it's something as small as letting people out at a junction, or holding a door open for somebody as you walk into the supermarket. Those little day-to-day things that create a little bit of an interaction. And on the flip side, if somebody holds the door open for you, say thank you. There's no reason to be so solitary. Say thank you. Show your appreciation, and give them a smile. So there's that, and then there's other things that we can do. I think especially when you're talking about big cities, larger places, we don't shop locally anymore. Everybody goes to a supermarket, or everybody goes to a big business, and that's pretty sad, because we're giving our money to faceless conglomerates when we could be helping somebody to feed their family. So use your local bike shop, use your local backstreet mechanic, and don't go to the big places. What a lovely thing. Yeah, don't go to the big places. Oh, that's really cheered me up to see the smile on her face. I hope that came out on camera. But yeah, don't go to the big conglomerates. Go and shop locally. Find your farm shops. Find your little corner shops, and those people that have got family-run businesses. Use your local bike shops and all the rest of it. Just because it's better to put money in their pockets, isn't it? Yeah, that was just kind of a thought of mine. Do you know what? It's such a lovely day today. Everyone seems to be in a good mood. Everyone's nodding and smiling and just really nice. Oh, now that, my friends, that's little magic. That, well, it's quite big magic, I suppose. But it's little magic in as much as little tiny things make you feel so much better. Hey, he's on it. I think everybody's taking the possible opportunity to have their last ride before the winter sets in. I'm not, because I will be riding all winter, because I always do. But everybody's got a bit of the devil in them today, which is fantastic. Hey. All right, that might not be such a good idea. There we go. So, given that thought, I'm going from here, where my bill with Luke was decidedly less than I thought it was going to be. And by the way, he's done an incredible job. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so I'm going from here to a place that's run by or owned by a friend of mine called Cunning Man, and I'm very good friends with a lot of the lads that work in the shop as well. And we're going around there for a coffee before I go home. Because I've got nothing better to do, I can go to one of my favourite spots, get a nice filter coffee, because his coffee is superb, and just sit out and watch the world for a minute, which we don't tend to do often enough. So we're going to head that way. So you might be wondering why Lou was in the garage, and the reason is that he's just ticked over 3,000 miles, and at 3,000 miles you're supposed to get these serviced and get their valves adjusted. And normally I would do all the servicing and repairs on my own bike, as you will see going forward on the channel. But when it comes to things like regular authorised service and valve adjustments and stuff like that, the critical things that need doing on a bike in order to prove that they've been well looked after, you kind of need to get that stuff done at a garage, really, because you want to get your service book stamped, and you want to make sure that you've got evidence that you've had that work undertaken. We don't, sadly, anymore live in a world where if somebody says, oh yeah, I adjusted the valves, that you can believe them and that you can believe they've done the correct job. So that's why Lou was over with Luke, and Luke was incredibly complimentary about my little motorcycle. He said it's very easy to work on. He said it's very well put together, everything is sound on it. He said it's the easiest valve adjustment job he has ever done, and he had a whale of a time working on it. It reminded him of working on his Land Rover Defender. And he also said that he believes that you could ride this around the world and do anything you would need to do on the side of the road if you needed to. And I just thought I would put that in the video, because coming from an incredibly experienced and very talented mechanic, For him to say something like that is testament to these bikes, really. You know, he's not a Royal Enfield dealer. He's not paid by Royal Enfield, and he's not sponsored, or you know, he doesn't have anything to do with them. In fact, Lou is the first Enfield Himalayan he's ever worked on, yeah. So that's coming from somebody that's not connected to the business, and even he's saying how good these are. So you know, if you're thinking about getting yourself a little bike to go and do some adventuring and touring on, one of these. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to enjoy my ride for a minute, and I'll come back to you when I get to Chasman's. Wow, look at that. Right, we are you're back with me, and we are just heading to Chasman's, which is up on Kings Norton Green. So we've just come to the green itself. We'll just loop around the back here, and this is Chasman's. Chasman's is 3 excellent things all in one. Well, 4 if you're into scooters. So it's a bike shop, and if you're into scooters, an excellent scooter shop. It's also a fantastic cafe and a superb live entertainment venue in the evenings with his bands and an excellent bar. We'll pop it in by here. Well, that was a beautiful cup of coffee, as usual. Good old catch up with Aaron, which is always nice. Aaron's a lovely bloke. You always get talking to people in Chasman's. It's one of those places where everybody's friendly, and I was talking to 2 lovely people who had a couple of scooters. Very interesting, actually. Never had a scooter myself, never really been my thing, but they seem to really know their stuff. And do you know what? Sometimes a coffee and a chat and make a new friend, and you've had a good day, haven't you? So I thought I'd just give a bit of feedback, having ridden the Himalayan back from having all the work, or having the work done on it. I say all the work, it was only a service and the valves adjusted. But he's like a different bikeman. He's more peppy. Everything's more what's the word? Crisp, I suppose, because he's got lovely new oil in him. Chains adjusted, so there's no chain lag. And having those valves adjusted, I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but he was just starting to sound a little bit tappety, because you do need to get the valves adjusted on these every 3,000 miles, and he was just starting to sound a little bit, what's the word, agricultural. But as you can hear, he's back to sounding, what? That was me. He's back to sounding like the beast. Well, a little beast, but with lovely soft fur and a big smile on his face. Sort of like a gremlin. So yeah, that's me done. I'm gonna go and grab a house key off the missus. She's looking after a friend's dog today, because her friend is off having a weekend in Spain. So she's looking after the dog, and making sure that that her teenage son doesn't burn the house down. And so I've got a weekend all to myself, and she's got the house keys, so I'm going to go and grab them, and then I'm going to head home and do some bits and pieces around the house. I've got some exhaust manifolds and stuff to fit on the Harley Davidson, which you guys haven't seen yet, other than in that one little short. And hopefully the next time I'm out on a bike, I should be out on the Harley. No promises though, because I'll be honest with you, every time I go out to get a bike, Lou kind of speaks to me. All right then. So, thanks for coming along with me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be gone in a sec. Oh, old lady's dog didn't like motorbikes. Well, I think he liked motorbikes pretty fine. I think he was just shouting out, asking if he could have a go. But there we are. It's a bit of a shorter video, I expect, and not really much in the way of content. It's just me hanging out and you coming along with me. But sometimes it's nice to go and hang out with your mates, isn't it? And I do consider everybody that watches my videos a mate. So oh, that's one more thing just before we go. I've been doing a little bit of research, and if I want to make this channel successful and have more people watch it, and I've got no aspirations to being monetized or anything like that, because I'm an old fella that rides around on his bike and is trying to be nicer to people. That's my shtick. So I got no aspirations to getting it monetized and being a YouTuber, but I would like it if people would watch the what's he doing? Watch the videos. So in order to increase my my reach, I need subscribers. So where I said when I started that I wasn't going to ask for likes and subscribes, I'm going to start, I think, because I've decided I like doing this and I want to be able to keep doing it. And the only way to do that is to grow the channel a little bit. So if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe and like the video. Alright then, nice to see you all. I'll catch you again soon. Ta-da!